So Denise, you're a young meditator here in the Singaporean Christian meditation community. Tell us a little bit about your life. What's your work, and how long have you been working here?
Okay, I work in a brand finance consultancy. I started the Singapore office of a London-based company here in Singapore, and it's now a team of 4. And I started meditating since, I found meditation since 2001.
Do you like your job and the work you're doing?
It's very stressful. It's actually very fulfilling at first, a lot of achievement, sense of achievement. But over the 7 years, I feel that it's a bit stressful. And I think that's the culture of working in Singapore too, that people work really hard. So I'm also trying to get a balance in my life now.
Tell me a little bit about your spiritual journey. You were born into a Catholic family, I think.
I was a born Catholic. Reason I was born into a Catholic is my mother wanted me to go to a convent school. And so actually my family is not really spiritual.
She became Catholic so you could go to a convent school.
Yes. But I attended convent school for 10 years, so that was actually where I attended Mass at school and sing songs. But that was really it. And then after that, I left convent school, and then my spirituality development stopped after that.
So as soon as you left school, your religious practice fell away?
Yes.
Why was that, do you think?
Because I think there's no foundation in my personal life and in my family, perhaps. So after I started going to university and started working, it's really kind of out there in the ocean. You just have to kind of search on your own. There
was nothing to support a continuation or development of what you'd had at school?
Yeah.
What did you feel when you saw that happening, when you realized that those years of convent life were disappearing?
I think I missed the community, like the convent girls, friends that I had, but that was really it. Nothing really prompted me to go back. I tried to go back to church, but I didn't find the church kind of appealing to me as I was growing up. It felt too much ritual, and I really didn't understand. I think that was a big block for me in my spiritual development.
When you say you didn't understand the doctrines? Or?
The doctrines. I think it was the doctrines that was keeping me away from it rather than attracting me to it. It felt like people were telling me this is the only way to salvation, and Jesus is the only way, and I didn't understand why, because I had friends from other religions, and I loved them equally much, and I didn't understand why my religion kind of said, this is the only way. So in a way, I think, as I was seeking my own spirituality, I started to disown my own Roman Catholic roots. I even felt like I didn't want to say I'm a Roman Catholic.
Why? Because that sounded too doctrinaire.
Yeah. And I really didn't understand what it means, actually.
Was there no opportunity for you to ask or to explore the meaning of it all?
Well, when I don't go to church and I don't have that community around me, no.
There's no context really
contact,
for you.
No.
So so you sort of slipped out of your Christian tradition and the church life and all of that which you'd had as a child, but that slipped away. Was there a spiritual search happening at that time, and how would you describe that?
It's quite interesting. I think I found it through yoga. I mean, just like many modern young people wanting to look for some sort of physical exercise plus spirituality, yoga was the up and coming thing. And yoga to me was a meditation in movement. And it even brought me all the way to India to look for a yoga retreat, to learn all about it. And then that prompted me to think, if I can experience such peace in an Indian village in the form of practice like yoga, why is it that I can't find it in my own religion? So I was really looking around for a while.
Mm-hmm. What was it about yoga? You said that it was the combination of the physical and the spiritual that attracted you. Was that, how would you
I wasn't
that?
attracted to yoga for the yoga philosophy, not really, but rather the meditative element about it. So when you're in the yoga posture, for example, you're in deep concentration, and you're focusing your breathing at the same time. You're in a difficult hardship position, but yet you have to find comfort in it. So in that process, I found that meditative for me.
And there's a discipline in yoga too. So
there's a discipline.
Did you find that difficult to get into, to develop?
I guess it was easier because it was physical. Yeah.
And then what was the next step in your journey?
That's when, by chance, a friend told me about Christian meditation happening at church, St. Bernadette's church, and she said, come along, maybe I'm interested to find all about it. And I said, oh, meditation? Oh, Christianity? That's interesting. I didn't think they'd go together. Then I started to visit this group. And in a way, the start of it was quite slow for me because I entered into a group that's silent and nothing's really happening. But slowly it started drawing me further and further into it because I started to see and feel the love that exists in the group that I was visiting.
What was your very first impression of the group? Was it probably older people?
Yes.
Did you feel a little bit out of it, or were they welcoming, or were they pleased? Oh, a young person would grab you in.
They always call me, oh, you're the youngest person in the group. Come.
Did that bother you?
Actually, it made me feel like a star.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's nice to be around older, more mature and more discerning, practitioners. I feel that I learn a lot from them, and there's always this non-judgmental quality in the group that I think I cannot find anywhere else.
Non-judgmental in what sense?
No matter who you are, where you come from, they will always receive you in open arms. And even if I were to disappear for 4 months or even 2 years, they would still welcome me back with open arms.
They wouldn't wag their finger at you?
No. To me, it's always a home that I could come back to. And in the work that I do, I face a lot of stress. So whenever I come back to the group, I always feel like I'm coming home. There's always a place, a home that I can come back to.